recorded, so I love interactivity, especially since everyone here is joining with us live. A lot of people popped in already. Why is there ice behind me? Because I keep forgetting to change it, so I'll get a better background for the 1 minute presentation. All right, well, we'll get started here in just about a minute and a half. Once again, everybody, welcome.
Nationwide keyword. Smile. S-M-I-L-E. Since you 100-200, you'll get a confirmation text and info. Standard data and message rates apply in this nationwide contest. Text. Smile. Since you 100-200. This is News Radio 740 KTRH. Houston live everywhere with the iHeart app. Now, the latest news, weather, and traffic from the Gallery Furniture Made in America studios. Fort Bend ISD needs a little more time. I'm Scott Federer. It's 2 o'clock on News Radio 740 KTRH. Having weather together. Here's Katie in London.
We did have a 45 southbound accident at Dallas Street. That's just cleared. It was just on that left shoulder. So just
all right, we have 2 o'clock. Once again, everybody, thank you for joining with me today. Love doing these Zoom calls, especially since you're live. For those people that are here live, as we were being recorded. Love the interactivity. So yes, 15 minutes and 10 minutes of Q&A. So let's go ahead and end the poll, and I will bring the results, or at least not the results, but the information, since that's probably off your screen. So really, the poll, as I say, for prospects to join, they need either one of 3 things: complete information, because hey, this is a business. Also, option number 2. Hey, at least 10 minutes of info, before they ask any questions. We really want to give them, some sort of gauge on what this is. Want to at least get 10 minutes. 20 minutes is preferred. And of course, option 3, as little as possible. So I never really, kind of look at who voted for what, because it doesn't really matter to me. Well, what matters is if you want to vote, get to vote. That's really all that is. But it's always interesting to see the percentages. So 24% said complete information. Only 8% said at least 10 minutes. And 68% said as little as possible. So the correct, and yes, it's a little bit of a tricky question, honestly, but the correct answer is as little as possible. So now that I've offended 24 plus 8, it is 32%, a third, almost a third of everybody. Don't worry, I'll give you the information. It was a little bit of a trick question. I like having fun here, but really today we're going to be talking about the 1 minute presentation. Now, will they join magically within 60 seconds? Absolutely not. But when we mean presentation is, the big thing is, we need our icebreaker first. But, let's kind of go through this. Think about everything that you've, made a decision on before. Do you really want, short version or the long version? Do you really want, let's take a look at our business. If we want to say, you know what, they really need 20 minutes. I really want them to focus and see the vision and everything they need to know. So I think, I probably get it in within 20 minutes. Or would it be easier to get a commitment for 1 minute? 20 minutes or 1 minute? Well, obviously 1 minute is going to win. But at the same time, people say, well, are they going to need enough to make a decision? Absolutely not. But there's certain things we can do before, including the icebreaker. I'm glad that background's still behind me. Because so many times I say, well, they need to know everything. This is a business, or, this is how it's always been done. Me personally, I've been involved for 26 years. Well, what worked 26 years ago probably works the same today. Of course, absolutely not. But see, we have some questions. Keep those questions coming in. I'll get to those as well. And sometimes we just kind of want to present a lot of information, because we're like, you know what? If I give a lot of information, there's something in there that's gonna get them excited. And we say, okay, can you set aside 20 minutes, or I really need 20 minutes from you, or we can schedule it in. What's your time tomorrow? Okay, well, how about on Friday or Saturday? It's just harder to get a commitment nowadays than it was a year ago. Definitely 5 years ago or 10 years ago. People's attention span. Want to do is we want to treat people like they'd like to be treated. So I'll kind of give you an example. The big thing is if you can type in your queue, help a lot more people out with their 1 minute presentation. And I'll explain why. Number one, the icebreaker is always you just can't walk up to people and be like, hey, can I tell you 1 minute presentation? Or hey, when can you set aside 20 minutes? It just doesn't work. We need our icebreakers. All right, so I have a couple coming in for nutrition. Okay, that's cool. Just take the first couple ones. I have the nutrition slide that I'll get to for the 1 minute presentation. We have legal services. Okay, we'll just go with those two. But keep those coming in, because if you need it, you need an icebreaker. If not, go to the icebreaker book. I think probably have the icebreaker Zoom if you kind of go through a couple of emails if you're on the list for a while. If you don't have an icebreaker, it's really hard to bring up our business. The days of, this is the exciting opportunity, you quit your job, and oh my goodness, this is going to be the next biggest thing, ground floor, sub basement, all that stuff is completely out the window. We need a quality icebreaker. I'm so excited I can't sleep. Well, maybe you should get a product for that. Why are the people running away? So let's kind of look at the reasons why we want to keep things short, at least at first. So icebreaker, cool, we're done. If not, check out the book or the free Zoom. Think about some of the things these are some of the things that I've big purchases that I've done. Well, recently I had to get a TV because we knocked down the entertainment center. Now we want a big TV. We don't even watch TV. We just watch movies and play the Nintendo Switch or whatever it's called. I don't really know. Any case, we got a TV. So I walk into the store and I ask him, I said, well, I need this size and I need one that has all the apps built in, so I don't have to, get another Roku and things like that. And he goes, okay, great. This is what you're looking for. These are your options. Great. I really want the extended warranty because something may happen. We have teenagers that come to our house a lot. So I need the extended warranty. Great. Okay. Be $600. Boom. I'm in and out in 10 minutes, like literally 3 minutes of Q&A, and I made a $600 decision. Crazy. And people say, well, this is a business. This isn't a TV. I say, okay, well, let's look at some other big purchases. A couple of years ago, wife needed a new car. Wanted a new car. Great. Okay, great. Well, let's go. So just pick one out. You deal with that stuff because I don't even like driving. I don't even like cars. I'm pretty boring. So finds this Lexus SUV. I said, great. Let's talk to them. She did most of it. So I said, okay, great. Well, let's talk to them. Give some different options. Is this the right model? Is this the right color? Great. Done. $45,000 later, we made a decision. But at the same time, what didn't they do? They didn't say, hold on a sec. Before you ask any questions, let me tell you about the history of Lexus. In fact, let me tell you the industry of cars. Can you sit down and watch a 20-minute video about Lexus and what we stand for? No, absolutely not. I just, I'm there. You have my attention. You've already gotten an icebreaker. I need a new car. Lexus sounds pretty cool because we've had one before. This is what we need. So it's more of a Q&A versus they didn't sit me down and say, you need to watch this 20-minute video. Okay, well, that's kind of an exaggerated example. So let's think of like, okay, a business, it's a life-changing experience. Okay, let's talk about when I bought my house. Excuse me, we bought our house. I need to be PC here. So when we bought the house, we took a look at it and said, okay, this looks pretty good. Let's talk about things we need to do and negotiations and all that, contracts and all that other, stuff like that. it was Q&A with the realtor. What can we do? How can we go about this? It wasn't, this is a David Weekley home. Let's watch this 15-minute video about the structure of the house and all about the David Weekley company and how they built this home and the pool manufacturer. Let me tell you all about the pool manufacturer. No, it was all about Q&A. So if we kind of think of any big decision that we've made, we've never, ever, and I can't think of any time I've ever want some sort of canned decision or canned presentation to make a decision. I can't think of any time. Can you ever think of one time that you're like, wow, I can't wait to go to this timeshare presentation? No. Like, we've never really wanted a canned presentation. So a lot of times people say, wow, why do I have a presentation? Yeah, the presentation is for training. So people, we get their attention with their icebreaker. We do a little pre-close and presentation. Great. And then all the video, the 20-minute video or the 5-minute video, the 40-minute info video, they've already mentally joined. That's just to give them logic to back up their emotional decision. So I'll give you a couple more really quick case studies before we kind of give you some examples, and I'll get to the examples as well. I think we had legal that came up after nutrition. So how about this? So when you get an icebreaker, it's like, great, that sounds good. Let's we show people how to fit in their skinny jeans without dieting. Okay, great. Hey, what is it? Well, I can give you a complete presentation, but it would take an entire minute. Why don't you set aside a whole minute? 100% will say yes. Why? Because it's going to take them longer to say, well, can we schedule out that minute on Tuesday? I think have a minute free. No, that's going to take them 20 seconds of just talking us out of it. So where most people, they say we get about 10% ratio of people that want a presentation. Well, this is actually 100%. So right there, I know a lot of people are like, well, does this really work? Well, let me give you things that people really need to know within that 60 seconds. Really, they want to know what kind of business we're in, right? Like, it's pretty important. We've already kind of teased them with the icebreaker, but they really want to know a little bit more. Number two, obviously, if it's a business, they say, well, what can I make? Is it a side hustle? Is it something I can do full-time or part-time or kind of get rid of my extra job type of thing? And of course, question three, hey, what exactly do I have to do to earn this money? We're spacing on that one. But either way, you get the point. They really just need to know basic information before they ask a question. So we kind of know where to direct them, because it's so much easier to get a 1-minute commitment than it is to get, of course, a 20-minute commitment. And of course, at the very end, there's a lot of closes in the book. I just like to go with this one because it's an open-ended question. Hey, what do you think? So how does this all come together? So this one is for weight loss. You saw, we help people fit their skinny jeans, or we show people how to lose weight without dieting. Weight loss, an example. Hey, first of all, let's go back to it. Say, we have the icebreaker. Great. Hey, what is it? Well, I can give you a complete presentation. It take an entire minute. When can you set aside a whole minute? Hey, right now, well, let's say you want to earn an extra $1,000 a month. All you have to do is these 3 things. Number 1, don't change. Be yourself. Continue to recommend things, where to eat, place to go, experience, just like when you share things on social media or kind of leave like an online review. Number 2 is, hey, I made up this name, nutrition. Yes, this is a made-up name, which means we help people fit in their skinny jeans without dieting. Simple shake, tastes better than a Wendy's Frosty, and a few non-jittery capsules help you cure those sugar cravings. And all you have to do is let a couple of contacts know and experience the same benefits. We all have thousands of contacts between our phones and, of course, social media. Some tell a few, but most share with everyone since people thank them for letting them know. In about 90 days, I love enough people losing weight and earn an extra $1,000 a month. So what do you think? Now, okay, so let's really quickly dissect before I go into legal services and a couple things that people mention. Number 1, we say $1,000 a month. Now, I didn't say $10,000 a month. $100,000 a month. Why? People can visualize $1,000 per month. Now, if you kind of know that they say, well, I need to make, I need to earn $10,000 a month, or that would help me quit my job. Whatever. I use $1,000 a month as a kind of a baseline. because everyone can visualize that. Everyone can visualize a side hustle with $1,000 a month. You can drive for Uber. You can drive for, well, not really Uber. Now it's probably Uber Eats. Uber's probably not doing a lot. All the delivery app. People can visualize $1,000 a month. Pretty simple. Number one, what do I say? Don't change for yourself. Why? People don't like change. And we kind of show people. I've kind of updated some of this from when we did the book because things change, obviously. So when we say, a place, here's the best part. You say, share things on social media because every single person has shared something. Oh my goodness, we got to go to this ice cream place. Oh man, just go to travel to this all-inclusive resort. Oh, we love going to this place to eat. Oh, our kids love to skate here, go-kart here. We've all done that. So people can visualize, okay, this is something I'm already doing. Leave it in online review. Right, because a lot of times you're incentivized. Same thing. I like to be incentivized. Number two, hey, we just kind of, did whatever your company's name is. You don't really have to do company names. Sometimes I even kind of glaze through that. But really what the important part is redoing and reminding people about your icebreaker. So, hey, Fitness Kids Without Dieting, what exactly is it? Oh, it's a simple shake. Tastes better than a Wendy's Frosty. And of course, a couple capsules take care of your sugar cravings. And of course, number three, that's kind of like this is what you need to do. Hey, we have thousands of contacts in our phones and social media. By just saying that part, it says, oh my goodness, yeah, I do know a lot of people. You ever had the times where I don't really know anybody? Really? Your social media says you have 2,500 friends. And how many contacts? Hundreds of contacts. So here's the best part. Share with everyone since most people thank them for letting them know. Like, oh man, thanks for, if they can imagine themselves, people say, hey, thanks. I just wanted to lose weight. Thanks for letting me know. Okay. And in about 90s, people can visualize 3 months, and I can see the questions come in. Oh, well, we're 5%, but then we get a 10% override if we sponsor. Oh my goodness. You need to just generalize things because they will ask for specifics. Like, okay, well, how many people do I need? You're like, well, you'll need about, between you and everybody you talk to, probably X amount. Probably need 50 people or whatever the number is. So you need to have that prepared, like a general idea. Like, oh, on average, we make $10 a customer. On average, we make $15 a customer. Not, well, you can earn 20% and then 5%. Oh, gosh, no. Oh, it's on BP, not BV or PV and EBGBs. None of that. Okay, so let's see. What do we have? Did we have legal? Yeah, we had legal. Let's see what else we have. Okay, I'll give an example for legal. So it's really the exact same formula. Hey, don't change for yourself. We could always kind of skip that part. Okay, let's go to number two. Hey, our company is legal proud, which means you get an attorney at no extra cost. So many times landlords or tenants, if you're a landlord, remember that time that you got pulled over for going with the flow of traffic and you're the one who gets caught by speeding. You probably just need an attorney. They do all that stuff for $1 a day, $30 a month. Let's go to number three. Okay, and it's the exact same thing. All you have to do is instead of saying, all you have to do is get a few contacts here saying that want the same service. We also have thousands of contacts on phone, social media, some blah blah blah. Okay, same thing. That's all it is. It's kind of changing just a few things to do. All right, so let's kind of go through really quick because I'm over time as usual. Okay, so a lot of times we have people that say, okay, great. I like when people put in their actual icebreaker. If you don't have an icebreaker, definitely get an icebreaker. Hey, electricity bills go up. You know how our electricity bills go up during the summer? It's a rhetorical question. They're like, yeah, they do go up. It's normally 150. Now it's 300. It's crazy. It's hot as heck in Houston. So what can we say that? Obviously, we have the intro. Let's kind of go right into it. Hey, let's say if you want to earn an extra $1,000 a month, you have to do these three things. Number one, don't change for yourself. Okay, that's the exact same. Okay, number two, our company is XYZ Energy Company, which means we help people lower their electricity bills without extra cost without the hidden charges. It's a simple, takes you 5 minutes. Anybody can do it, and they even incentivize people. Okay, or whatever. If you have an incentivize, or you have we will lock them into the lowest rate for 3 years. Kind of, you can mention that. All you have to do is tell a few contacts. It's the exact same, right? Except for some people tell, okay, we have 1,000 contacts on our phones. Okay, so it's really much the same thing, except for in by 9 days you'll have enough people saving money, thanking you for an extra $500 a month, $1,000 a month. You can kind of gauge and kind of practice it, but I really want to give people the formula, because there's so many times that you can just kind of change it up for your use. Oh, yes. Sorry, question. That's the book presentation. I really don't want this to be an infomercial for a book. I mean, it is $5, but at the same time, I want people to get something right away. At least, at the very least, get the reasoning of, keeping things short. I can't think of any time, and please type it in if you think of something that you've always wanted. A canned presentation. A lot of times, yes, we join, and they're like, okay, well, what exactly did I join? Or how do I explain this thing? Or how do I tell people? Or how do I make money? That's when we want the canned presentation. But we never joined, or we never looked at something and said, wow, can you please tell me all about the David Weekly home builder? Can you please tell me 20 minutes about the Lexus and what Lexus stands for? We don't. We join. We want information. We want to be, get that icebreaker, get the information. We join, and then fill us in with the details so we can back it up with logic. All right. Let's see here. Well, this is a great question here. Let me just make sure I get this right. In all the examples, TV, you've already decided to make a purchase, or at least you might want to do so. Okay, absolutely. So that is a very good point. Thank you so much for bringing that up. So every time, if I've gone into a store, I'm saying, I already want to buy. Right? Exactly. So once we drop our icebreaker, and people are like, oh, what exactly is it? We're in that store. Like let's say you're walking in one of those old school indoor malls, right? Or even an outdoor mall. It doesn't really matter. Like, their job is to get you into that door or into that doorway. That's what our icebreaker is designed to do. So I always kind of make sure people say, get that icebreaker in. And people are like, oh, so what exactly is it? So it's kind of like walking by the store, like, wow, I didn't know they had a new iPhone. I'm living under a rock or whatever. Okay. Oh, I didn't know there's a place that sells tea. I didn't know that there's this kitchen supply store. Like, all that, our job is our icebreakers to get them in the door. Okay. Okay, let's see here. Just want to double check any. These are some great questions. Okay, so great. Okay, so in Canada, you mentioned dollar figure. There are legal obligations, provide statistics, et cetera, et cetera. Okay, so absolutely. So it depends on you can't say like investment and things like this. So the great question is, here's one thing you can say. On average, that takes care of you. Say, well, so we're not giving numbers. So a lot of times the big thing that a lot of companies do, and if not, you can do this yourself and then get that approved, is say, okay, what do most people do? What's the most pin level? And on average, what do they get paid? And a lot of times you can kind of say that, like, oh, they're a XYZ Ruby Mars whatever pin level, and they earn on average $1,000 per month. Okay, what exactly do we need to do that? All right, cool. Okay. Okay, so part two question, how much money can you make? Okay, so great, yeah. So it's the thing. I thought the question was, how much money do you make? Which is a totally different answer. Okay. So yes, thanks, Ruth. I know, Ruth. We like to mention social media because people realize that a lot of times, even if you're introverted and you don't really, promote a lot of things, like, I promote certain things, other group threads and things like that. But a lot of times on social media, like, this is a great place to go get nachos. Like, oh, okay, like we realize that we do this, and that's what we really want people to know. And yes, one question here was, is it the same with 2-minute story? So it doesn't matter too much about whether you use 1 minute presentation, 2-minute story. The basis of the Zoom is I really want people to know that people want short versus long. Let's at least get them enough where they're saying, yes, this sounds great. And again, if they want more information, that's when we give them to them. Okay, let's see here. Let me do. I just want to make sure I get all the questions answered. Could probably take one more. Okay, financial services. Okay, great. Okay, so kind of pretty much the same. 500,000, whatever your basis is. And let's see, our company is XYZ Financial Services, which means we can get you the lowest cost life insurance. So if something happens to you, your family doesn't have to worry, right? Redo your icebreaker. We talked about your icebreaker. Same thing. It's all about letting people know that they can actually do this business. Now, again, yes, they probably are not going to join within 60 seconds. I wish they would, but that's not going to happen. They may have questions like, hey, what would you like to know first? Oh, well, how much does it cost? Okay, what would you like to know next? What would you like to know next? What would you like to do next? A lot of this is in a lot of the quick start guide and other trains. But at the very beginning, so many people say, I did appointments yesterday. I don't have enough people to talk to. It's hard for me to set an appointment. It's hard for me to get people to sit down and do a presentation. This is what it's designed to do. So with that, thank you so much, everyone, for joining me. Like a little bit over time, but no big deal. I appreciate it. I think next week we have no idea what's next week. But either way, send me an email of any topics you'd like to cover. Post it up on our social media pages. I think I kind of go through those over the weekend, and I'll work on the schedule next week. Once again, thank you, everybody. Have a wonderful night, and thanks again.